The bandsaw. We have a 19-inch upright bandsaw. It's capable of cutting very large material. It cuts very quickly. You need to take your time when using this machine, just like anything else. Operate only with the instructor's permission after you received instruction on all safety aspects of the machine. Take care of jewelry, loose clothing, and long hair before you start working, and make sure all guards are in place and operating properly. Okay, we have a guard that covers the blade right here. We have the doors that cover the drive wheels. Want to make sure all adjustments are tight and secure, and blade guides are properly adjusted prior to turning on the machine. The blade guides, we have two rollers here that you can see. There's another roller just above those, and then there are rollers down below. Okay, those are the blade guide wheels. You want to make sure the upper blade guides should be positioned about 1/8 of an inch above our workpiece. So if this is our workpiece, this board, we push this in. On the back right here is a knob. We're going to turn that to the left to unlock it, and we're going to slowly lower those guide wheels until it's about 1/8 of an inch above our work. And then I'm going to lock the knob on the back, so we have just a little bit of clearance above our workpiece. If you have too much clearance, the bandsaw blade can bend and twist, and it could come off of the rollers and it could break. Okay? Guide to work slowly, let the machine do the work. Okay? I drew a line on this board. It cuts very quickly, but take your time moving. You need to be moving forward as you're cutting. If you're stopped and you twist, it will twist the blade and it could snap the blade. Okay? If the blade snaps, it could come out of the machine, or it may just slam into the side and stop. Okay? Never cut a smaller radius than the blade will allow. We have 1/4, 1/2, 3/8. We have larger blades for resawing. Depending on the blade that's on the machine will determine how sharp curves you can cut with that. We have scroll saws and hand jigsaws that you can also use if you have sharper curves that you need to make. If we're doing perfect radius, sometimes we will drill those and just cut into them if the project allows it. Okay? Never allow anyone to stand to the right of the machine. Okay? If the blade does happen to break or something happens, the right side of the machine over here is going to be where it's most dangerous. Okay? When someone is using this machine, you don't want anyone to be around you. So if you are over waiting on the machine, you're standing back away from the person, definitely not over on the side here, and just back away, give them space. That goes for any machine. If someone is using a machine and something happens and they need to get back and you're standing right behind them, they may not be able to get out of the way, and then you could be partially responsible for them getting hurt. Okay? If a blade breaks, it could hit and come out that way, and you definitely don't want to get hit with a broken blade coming out of the machine. As you're cutting, you want to avoid backing out of a long cut. Okay, while the machine's running, the blade could get dragged off the wheels, and that could cause it to break or come out of the machine. On all machines, the safety rule is to stay 6 inches away from the blade while you're using it. On the bandsaw, you need to stay about 2 to 3 inches away from the cut line. Okay, that's a little bit closer than we would like on the other machines, but if you stay 6 inches on either side of that cut line and you cut it before the cut is finished, it will actually pinch together and it could bind the blade and cause an accident to happen. Okay, so maintain a 2-inch minimum margin of safety between the blade and your hands while the machine's running. Hands and fingers on either side of the cut line, obviously never on the line where you're cutting, because it will go straight through your hand. Okay? If you need to cut a small piece at the end, you can have a small push block that you use to push the piece through at the very end. Never leave the machine while it is running. This one takes a little while to shut down. Okay, so when we stop it, there's actually a foot pedal on the right side. You can see down here. Okay, And you want to make sure that you press that lightly to stop it when you're done. Don't push it as hard as you can. We don't want to burn anything up, but just press that and it will slow down the blade a lot quicker so that you can clean up and leave the machine. Okay? And make sure the upper and lower drive wheel are always covered with those doors. Okay? This machine has a lock on it. If it needs to be worked on, we can lock that out with a key. But it has a stop button here. We're going to twist that to the right. It pops out. And then the start button starts it up. So we're going to go ahead and make a cut. I'm going to cut. You can see the line. We're going to go ahead and cut right on that line as evenly as we can. Stop it. I keep my hands out of the way and I can push the foot brake. Okay. Once the blade has come to a complete stop, then I can get my pieces out. Okay. Okay, pretty good cut. The corner down here was a little bit of a sharper curve, so I had to slow down and let the saw cut a little bit extra as I was going around that last turn. The workpiece is always flat on the table. As you push it through, guide the work evenly and slowly. And again, let the machine do the work. Don't force it. Okay? Anytime that you make a cut, there may be little scrap pieces laying on the table. Again, make sure the table is cleaned off after the blade has come to a complete stop. Okay? One demonstration I always do. We have a piece of dowel rod about the size of your finger. Okay, and when this machine is turned on, it did not take very long for that dowel rod to go through that blade. Okay? And you do not want to end up with this replacing this. Okay?